Eddie Soldiers. Today I went to the drugstore to buy something, forgot what it was, came back, remembered, went all the way there, and then all the way back again. So if I look like a sweaty mess, it's because I am. A lot of people see my bookshelves and they're like, damn Rachel, that's a lot of books. And I'm like, yeah, it sure is. But you know what almost outnumbers that? Is the infamous TBR bookcase. I know a lot of you are like, do you mean TBR pile? Do you mean TBR shelf? And I'm like, no. Bookcase. You can only see like 2 shelves at the moment, but I'm gonna move this over here and then you can get the full effect. I know many people are interested, and I know that I need to hold myself accountable for just continuing to buy and then not read anything. So we're gonna do a tour of every book that I own, but have not read. Now, some of these I have bought myself, some of these have been gifted to me, some of these my friends have given me that are like old advanced copies. It doesn't matter because I still haven't read any of them and I need to hold myself accountable. So as you can see here, you're like, wow, that's a lot, but like, alright, it's okay. False, because this bitch is double stacked. You know, let's just actually find out what is even on this back piece, because I don't remember. So I have here Sisters of the Winterwood by Renda Burton. Baron Roster. Not even close. It's been so long since I bought this, I don't remember who it's by. Anyway, it's super beautiful. I think I fangirled about it last February when I bought it, because I remember the video that I specifically mentioned this. From that same video, we have Once Upon a River by Dan Setterfeld, which magic realism, question mark, in London. I don't know, my friend got it for me and I completely forgot I even owned this. Queens of Innis Lear that I got for like $3 at a thrift store in like perfect condition, which is like, I love me some King Lear, I really do. I have a love-hate relationship with that play because I played Regan in one high school play that was a complete disaster. But I still love me some Shakespeare. We then have 2 advanced copies of very highly requested books that I can't even believe that I haven't read because I feel bad. I'm sure other people would have read them right away. Bitch, get your shit together. Read these. I don't even remember what happens in Truth Witch. I'm gonna have to reread the whole series. Then we have Made You Up by Francesca Sapia, which is about mental illness, and it seemed great a couple years ago when I bought it, and hopefully it's still great now. Then we have Dragon Rider, the sequel to The Poppy Wars, and the reason that I have not read this so far is because Poppy War fucked me up just a bit, and I feel like this is gonna fuck me up even more. I don't know if I'm gonna get like this fucked up, but you know, I don't know, one day. All these books are ones that I mentioned in probably my last video, so here is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. Want to read it. This is at the top. We'll see if I end up actually reading it, and maybe it'll just stay like Dragon Republic back there for like another 2 years, but I sure hope not. Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison, and The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, that I'm so ashamed my friend got this for me. We both fangirled so hard. I have the other 3 books that I bought in February. Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, that I've waited like 2 years for. Looks like I'm waiting even more now, but this time it's my fault. Saving Everest, which is a Wattpad book by Sky Chase, and Ash Lords by Scott Rington, which is actually at the top of my TBR pile. I swear I'm actually going to read this real soon because I'm really excited about it. Fire Horses. The fluorescently colored Cursed, which I mentioned in like November. Other book I mentioned in November is the other orange, Name of All Things sequel, which I loved that first book. What was it called? Rune of Kings by Jen Lyons. Great. I need to read the sequel. You know what else I didn't read? These 2 advanced copies that I got that were also, I was so excited about. Like, Reverie sounds trippy, but I'm not sure if I want to be trippy, you know? I'm just not in the mood to get tripped. Also, I hope you get this message is like, I'm pretty sure this is like real dark, or it's about like the end of the world or something. I mean, hashtag 2020. These next 2 books I got for Christmas, which isn't too bad because it's only been a couple months, but still. So we have Into the Drowning Deep, which is a horror novel, and I absolutely hate water that I can't see the bottom of, so I'm not really sure why I asked for this book, but I mean, it has great ratings. City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, with the fantastic catch line thing on the back that is, you don't have to be a good girl to be a good person, and like, I should get that as a tattoo, honestly. Oh boy, more sequels I totally didn't read. Here's Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. Loved the first 2. Liza Locklemore is one of my ride or dies, and yet I haven't even finished this series. Like, what am I doing? Also, End Singer by Jay Kristoff. I got both of these at a thrift store. I also don't own the second one, I only own the first one, so I still need to buy the second one. Still looking for that in a thrift store somewhere, so then I can say that I thrifted the whole series. I don't have to spend more money that I probably shouldn't be. Okay, this book and this book I got for my birthday 5 years ago. I've been told that A History of Glitter and Blood is like the fairy book that is so underrated that everyone loves. It's oh my god, and like I keep just reading the first chapter over and over and over again, and I never make it any farther. So but I haven't gotten rid of it because I hear it's so good. Also The Queen's Choice, which actually I think is another fairy type book or fantasy fairy book, and like, I am slacking off in my fairy book knowledge. Maybe March or April will be like fairy reads month. Two books that I got in the bargain section were a beautiful hard copy of The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill, and then The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, which sounds so weird, but it also sounds like something that I should get on board with before the rest of the world does. You know, like this sounds like it's gonna be like this underrated thing for a long time and then it's gonna explode. I also have this beautiful edition of The Princess Bride that I got for my birthday only last year, so I don't feel quite as bad about it. Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios. I was so excited about this. I waited for months for my store to stock it. I asked every book manager that I could find when I worked at the bookstore to get this in. Then I bought it and didn't read it. Actually, I think this is the oldest book on my shelf. This is a mashup anthology of Beastly Tales. I bought this the first year I ever worked for my old bookstore. I'm 24 and I'm pretty sure I started working there when I was 18. Whoops. Then I have Nikita Gill's Fierce Fairy Tales, which I'm actually, why have I not finished this yet? Oh, I'm like part of the way through. I really like her as an author. I kind of forgot about this, so let's put that on my bedside table. And I will read some of those tonight. I'm debating if I put my books like this, if I will actually read them, because it just like, it looks cool, but it looks, you know, like display. So will I actually reach for them? I tricked my brain into thinking that this is somehow new and exciting by stacking them differently. That's what I tell myself. Is that better? Sort of. Okay, these two books, this book, and this book, my friend Eileen gave me. So we have A Winter's Promise, which is like girl who can walk through mirrors. Darius the Great is Not Okay. I hear this was fantastic. It even has a staff pick sticker, which if you actually work for Indigo means nothing. I hear really good things, but you know me, as I read less or two or equal than one contemporary a year, I'm already at my limit of 2, so I don't know if I'll get around to it this year. Maybe this is a next year book. Regardless, I want to read it, along with another contemporary, which is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis, which everyone that I talk to about this hypes it to high heaven, but I just haven't read it because contemporary. Maybe I will make this the year of contemporary. I'm making a lot of plans. Maybe I'll follow through with them? I don't know, 2020, who knows what's gonna happen. Also Jacoby, which I remember wanting at one point. I don't remember what it's about, but the Chicago Tribune says Sherlock Holmes crossed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And like, that would sell me on it, regardless as if I owned it or not. This book here I was given by an ex-boyfriend who knows me very well. Oh my gosh, this book still has a gift receipt in it. Do you think I can return it? Probably not, it's like 3 years old. A+ design, because this is about Christ's best friend and like going through the Bible with Biff, which just sounds so great. Christopher Moore, you sound like a genius. I want to like you. Right, Our Lady of the Ice by Cassandra Rose Clark is sci-fi weirdness that happens in Antarctica. And I don't remember why I wanted this, but at one point I remember really, really, really wanting this. I have a Slytherin copy of The Philosopher's Stone because my friend gave it to me for my birthday and like wrote a little thing in it. It was really sweet. So I don't know why this isn't on my actual shelf. I found one that I could move to my actual shelf. Wow. A tiny copy of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell because people talked about it, said it was great, and I'm obviously very easy to influence. I also have another book that I might give to someone else. This is Writing Monsters, which is a craft book by Philip Athens, and I just never read writing books. Maybe I should, I don't know. And let's end this off with 2 middle grades. First of all, The Graveyard Book, which I have started reading. I'm like 74 pages in. I did think it was cool, I just really was not in the mood to read this at the time that I picked it up, so I kept it because I love me some Neil Gaiman, along with The Night Gardener, which is like very similar in mood. This is by Jonathan... Oh, no, not even try that. And like, I obviously was obsessed with this for a little while because I bought it and I never buy middle grade. So this is when I still worked at the bookstore, which was, yet again, over a year ago. Okay, so how am I gonna fit all of this onto there? I guess I'm gonna do the same stacky thing. Yeah, I always think of different ways that I can stack these. Like, oh, do I stack like all the contemporaries together? I don't know, but then every time I do, like, it just never works. It just like looks different and I'm like, Cool, I can just find another way to add more books to this instead of actually reading any of them. Wow, look, I even found a bookmark. I completely forgot that I even owned this one. All right, soldiers, I think that's enough for today. I am going to get rid of a couple, I think, which is very impressive because I already did 2 giant cleanouts of my TBR pile. I'll pop one of those in the cards. Was that 1 year ago? Was that 2 years ago? It's been an endless saga for the last couple of years. Let me know in the comments, excuse you, let me know in the comments any books that you think I should start right away. I do think it's going to be Ashlord's. I'm really excited about that one. Hold me to it, YouTube. Hold me to making this contemporary video. Hold me to making a fairy video, because I need the pressure, honestly. Yes, I will acknowledge that I'm very lucky to have a job that allows me to purchase books at the rate that I do. I have friends that are willing to loan me things and give me things. It's a wonderful problem to have. But at the same time, I'm solely, like, blocking myself into one room that's just books. It is now very late. I'm very hungry. I need to take my makeup off because I feel like a gross, greasy mess, but also, like, look at that highlight. What highlight do you use? Oh, you know, face grease. You know where to click to like the video, you know where to click to subscribe. I hope you guys are having a nice day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!